properly. Their resetting was usually really good, but when they kind of had to re-engage in the map, it felt like they were just kind of getting picked off like on their visage top. Stuff like that, if they can just apply more pressure from the side of Secret, like maybe Morphling is too slow of a hero, maybe they do need to just go all in on that hard tempo, all 5 heroes, go, go, go.
Full divide Dota.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how LGD started getting taken down at Arlington, for example.
Now, how dangerous are Tundra going to be with a 2-0 up? Because already their drafts are hard to ban out, but now they have options. They've got games in the bag to kind of... I'm sure they don't want to throw one. You're shaking your finger at me, T-Gov.
No. You watch that interview, they are one. You know, they say draft, there's no need to change. We are winning. We shall win. We shall pick the same heroes. We have exactly. We have the second lowest hero pool in all of TI. We just continue winning. Like they don't need to change.
Imagine Aoi, right, staring at you with an expressionless face. He shrugs his shoulder. Why change it?
When they can communicate, you know, telepathically, that's when it will get scary, but it almost seems like it at this point. But can Team Secret bring it back? That's what I want to know.
I completely agree with what Shreepo said.
Focus on their draft, not the enemy.
Focus on their draft and their gameplay. If they could be a little bit more aggressive, if they could be a tiny little bit faster like they were once they defended their base, it looked like they had that game back in their control. But then a couple of mistakes here and there, they just need to be more focused. I know it sounds like such a generic thing to say, but the moment they got the game back, they fed a couple of kills, unnecessarily kills on the side lanes.
Yeah, and on top of that, have something that can kill Wraith Pact. A hero that can just get in there and kill Wraith Pact, that's like one of the biggest problems. They're playing with so much damage reduction on the side of Tundra. If you're able to deal with that and their map control and like how they do it, those are just the two biggest things, I think.
So who are those heroes? We looking like at Snapfire or?
Snapfire is a little difficult because she has to really like walk in there, but yeah.
We'll see what they do. Well, we're ready here, and I hope you are at home because we're going to go into Game 3 of the Grand Finals of the International.
Team Secret versus Tundra Esports. Grand Finals Game 3.
Esports, turn to ban.
Thank you very much, James, and yes, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're just about ready to get this Game 3 underway. So far, Tundra leading the way 2-0 against Team Secret in this Grand Finals. Once again, Seb, Notel, and Fox here with me for the draft. I mean, boys, 2 games now where Tundra, they've looked scary. We saw in the second game, Secret maybe trying to break successfully into sort of this sort of impenetrable force that Tundra hold the game hostage with, but it still wasn't enough. Can you see them taking it to the next level, or are you concerned for them now going into this Game 3?
I don't know, there's very few names I could find, you know, around the world to pick, like to break Tundra, but Poppy would be one of them, right? I mean, Poppy, Heen, they have so much experience. Of course they can, of course they can. I want to believe they can, you know, I want more games and yeah, of course they can.
I want to believe too. The copium tank is pretty low right now. It's running very low. I think Orange player was feeling it last game. I really think for Secret they need to commit. They need to push it to the limit. You know, I think Nisha was having an incredible game. I don't think they missed a few moments last game that could have turned into. They could have made the game look a lot more doable for them, but you also see the power of Tundra. Like, they have some ideas. They seem to be on top of their heroes, like the combinations, the Arc Warden with the Visage too. We haven't seen this before. Yeah, and now we're at least seeing Secret get their Marcy hero, so I don't know. I mean, I'm starting to have a hard time believing that Tundra can be broken.
I mean, yeah. There's one thing maybe we haven't seen as much in this Grand Finals from Secret is like full-on lane dominance.
Yes.
You know, Marcy could kind of draw the, like lead the direction, lead the back into crushing 3 lanes, and maybe Tundra just doesn't come online. You know, we've seen NetUp like 33 play Brood against Secret in the upper bracket finals. That's probably one of the worst Brood start he ever had in the entire tournament, and that's what Secret did to him. And yeah, they can do that, so it could be one route.
That was with Monkey though, and Monkey has been banned in every game.
True. Yeah. They are setting up for it.
This Bristleback also, I mean, I don't know, it's like Tundra knows their heroes so well, and I feel like they had counterpicked the lane in last game, and yet it didn't work.
But you know, I feel like they banned the Monkey maybe to threaten the Brood, but Secret still let the Brood in, and they decided to ban the Tusk instead. So I think now it's like, Tundra, do you still dare to Brood? Like, you want to test our ability to counter Brood once again? And Tundra is like, no, let's keep it open and let's decide a little bit later what 33 is going to be playing.
Yeah, he has options, right?
Yeah.
Like they're just going to save him for later on. He'll have a bunch of cool options. And you're going to be forced now, when you see this, they're going to have to ban the Naga Siren. They're still going to have to take the same initiative that did the last time. They're still going to stick with the Lesh.
I mean, I don't think it's wrong for them to stick with the Lesh. I think Lesh had tons of openings in both games. Resolution was playing it really well, and it opened up this Morph pick, but they were second pick. I mean, I think this game's going to be really hard also because it's drafting order. Like, it's extra tough for Secret to figure out what they want to do because they can't keep it open till the end. They might go back for the Dawnbreaker. I mean, we haven't seen them. It's been ignored the whole series so far. But I also think rightfully so. But I don't know what Secret are going to do with first pick here, like for the next phase. And yeah, we have to really look at the bans and they have to coerce them again into something that is going to lead into good things for them.
Yeah.
Meta is having a field day right now, you know? Like the Brood is still in, Tide is getting banned. I think, Secret need to pull out some aces.
Yeah, there's a lot of things to keep track of, but to be fair, probably their best bet is to build on what they want to do and only counter what's going to get in the way. So if they believe that this Naga
field. Does Arc Warden just buffing everyone up, making them like immune to damage? It's something you pulled out of left field.
That was nasty.
I mean, I wonder if the statistics, I mean, there are probably some stats for the damage reduction that teams have pulled off, like between Wraith Pact and Anchor Smash with
the pipes.
And the pipes and stuff. And I feel like they must now be up there, right? Especially with the Arc Shard. That's something new.
Mage Slayer as well too, right? Like it seems like they always just have layers and layers and layers of it, which, I mean, you guys are very familiar with, of course.
Yeah, I love myself some damage reduction. Spectre, nice.
Yeah.
Good times.
Stampede. IO.
I mean, we'll see. I think Secret is debating whether or not they want to target the Naga. They're probably, you know, because theoretically you could consider that, you know, you've got yourself a Leshrac against the Naga or Leshrac against the Slark, which are the very popular Skitty heroes. Yeah. Maybe Nakes should take higher priority, for instance, if you just look at matchup to matchup.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, you're one game down, like one game away from getting eliminated, as in like losing the grand finals, and you give them the hero they've been dominating with. It's a hard call.
Oh my god, they banned a Brewmaster.
Okay.
Interesting.
Interesting too.
Yep.
Yeah. I feel very scared of the Naga. That's me. Like, I would not choose to play against it, but like Seb is saying, what are you going to choose to play against? They beat the Visage before, and it honestly looked very doable last game too. Like, they had moments in this game, even though they missed, I think, a few opportunities. It does seem like...
Secrets turn
I don't really know. There's Broodmother too. Oh boy.
It's just,
now,
so many options.
So they banned the Conka out, and I think that they're really threatening, you know, the Brood second phase with the Conka ban as well.
Yep. I would really want to see Secret address the Mirana, like address the Moonlight Shadow, because I think it's actually what makes these heroes really scary, because they really get to disengage. Like this Tiny is gonna throw his spells and not get punished for it. Same with the Naga in the other game and the 9 heroes. Like I would want this hero to kinda, if they get too close to the action, to die. You know.
What about Zeus?
Yeah,
Zeus for
kind of heroes like
Zeus Slash might be a lot of the same thing, but I wonder, like you play against Mirana Naga.
Yeah, I think like very reliable lockdown. I don't know if it's Disruptor Glimpse, if it's Zeus, you know, ulti. They need to find a way to stop Tundra from, you know, poking, kind of, you know, slowly, kind of, you know, beating them down, like kind of agony, the slow agony of in and out heroes that are using the Moonlight Shadow,
just
like
long range, disengage all the time.
A lot of those heroes are left in the pool. The Lifestealer we've seen that's countered the Leshrac a couple times that we haven't seen Tundra go over too much, but it's been banned a lot of times. The Naga Siren's still in, so what's their option? I mean, they get their Pango instead.
They go for the Pangolier.
Leaving things open for their last 2 picks, right? Yep. Now they have 33 as the pick of the litter, 9 Skeeter does as well.
Same drafting scenario as game 1 when they were second pick. You know, they picked the Saxa, the Snake King, and the 9 kind of trio, because these guys actually play as a trio. They play a lot in the fog of war. As we said, you know, they feed on skitters and 33's map pressure. So this is what they want to play with. You know, this is what they want to counter the Lesh early game tempo with, and now they're just going to decide how to set their silence up for success.
And this next pick for Tundra is so scary. I mean, for Secret to pick, they maybe still want to address the Brood, right? Because, I mean, sure, Pangolier could be Neta hero, could be the 9 hero. Now,
Crystallis actually has played a lot of Marcy position 1. I don't know if he's done it officially, but in pubs he's been playing it a lot. So I think that's also an option, and maybe that's a hero that he feels like will counter Neta's pull no matter what.
But isn't it really hard now? Like, you're also afraid of the Visage, Brood. I'm just thinking Neta heroes, and now you pick the Silencer. Like,
I feel like if it's a +1 Marcy, I feel like it works. And to be honest, I like the global, like, I really like the Silencer dawn route against Thunder.
Oh, here we go. Let's go.
Take
Nice,
it away.
Nice.
So now the Brew ban makes sense, right?
Yeah.
At least in a way.
Makes a lot more sense. Yeah.
Okay, they're taking it from Tundra. That is a...
I think it's a good approach.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah.
I think it's a very good approach. Also for the Mirana. We're talking about the Moonlight Shadow. We're talking about this long range. I think...
I like the pick, but the only thing that scares me is you're now in the most important game, like the hardest game to play, and you're picking something you haven't touched yourself against a team that's probably the smartest at playing with it, so perhaps also playing against it. So, you know, it's like, you have to execute it. Theory-wise, I like it, but...
But what they picked before didn't work, right? So isn't it in a way really good to switch it up?
Yes, it is.
Even though, I mean, yeah, back against the wall, it won't get harder for Secret than this. 2-0 in TI finals?
Surely. Now I wonder, is this a Naga +1 or could it be flexible? That is what I don't know, because obviously we have not seen Secret use Naga as much.
Does Sayak play +4 Naga?
I haven't seen any of it.
They haven't played it.
They haven't
played it at all.
Yeah. So it's really hard to guess what they're going to do with it.
Team Secret.
This Marcy could be core or support, so that's the next, basically. That's the 33 hero. It's Beast into Naga, which is interesting, but he does like the axe build a lot.
Yeah. No, but I've seen it. It makes Naga suffer a lot on the lane. Like, you think it's illusions normally versus Beast, but Beastmaster has skill points you can put in different things, and it turns out that you can actually get a really good lane versus illusions. Like 1 Avalanche plus the Beast, if you catch him summoning it, then you're left with just a naked Naga who only has Riptide.
Yeah.
Everyone has massive wave clear. It's like the typical Tundra. Every single person can push from the fog, clear creep wave almost instantly as well too.
But Crystallis has played this in the past. I've seen him play it in the past in pubs, and you know, I think it's a fantastic hero versus Tundra.
I see it. I mean, Tundra for sure is gonna hate the lane pressure kind of against them. They really want to, and also they do have nice wave clear. I mean, Pengu's pretty nice. Beast is also decent, but maybe Naga still too much.
Naga will overwhelm it eventually.
Yes, at some point. At some point, this bottom and tiny, they can't push back against Naga.
I want to ask, what's Tundra going to ban here? What are they banning for? Are they banning for a Nisha mid hero? Are they banning for a Resolution offlane hero? I mean, I'm assuming that they're assuming Naga is one.
I think the offlane heroes are more problematic than the mid heroes.
Because it could be Sayak hero coming up too, and Resolution playing the Marcy. The Marcy also.
Or it could be a Naga 3 or 4, which is maybe a little bit more crazy.
I wouldn't assume it, but of course.
I mean, that's probably more likely. Now we see the troll ban too. We've seen Rezo play Marcy quite a lot in the qualifiers and stuff like that. He was playing offlane a lot.
Yeah, they've been owning with the offlane Marcy.
With great success.
I wonder what his stat is, but I think it's very positive.
It's tricky. We'll see what Tundra is going to decide to respect, because they also have to be taking a guess here, and it's not an easy one. So whatever they're going to ban is going to obviously tell us where they're placing the Naga and where they're placing the Marcy, assumingly, or what they care the most about, if anything, because obviously they cannot know for sure what Secret is going to do.
Lots of going on.
There's a lot of pressure on these bans. There's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Shaman.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right, so they're looking at Marcy core for Secret. So then, in that case, most likely a Marcy +3.
But I also think it's a very interesting read on the game, right? Like, why do they ban Rasta here? What does Rasta make? I think it makes sense with the Naga, right? It's like it's a lot to do with the Naga, and what you're saying about like this hard lockdown, not letting heroes like kite around you. Shackle can be an incredible tool.
And right now they have very poor lockdown. Like, it's only Lesh Stun and Marcy Rebound, which is very unreliable.
Yes.
Right? This Hex could have helped a lot.
Yeah, and it's also one of the Sayak classics.
Turn to ban.
Okay, next ban. I think they really want the Marcy to be core. Obviously, they could still flex it. I'm not sure what Resolution could be looking at. Other than that, Sayak has a bunch of heroes, right? Like, Sayak has a bunch of heroes. He has the Earth Spirit, which is a good lockdown. He has the Tusk is out.
They Shaker, Tusk is out.
Shaker.
Turn to pick.
They do ban the Clockwork. looking, for some reason, I feel like we might be surprised by how Secret's going to put the heroes, but maybe that's just
they could pick Nisha's hero here, right? If Nisha, what could Nisha be picking? I mean, we mentioned the Zeus. I don't know if it's that good here.
I'm stuck on this Marcy +1. I can't get over it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why, but we'll see. This is exciting.
5 seconds remaining.
They're out of time, right? Is that reserve time?
They've got
I assume so. Okay, they've got a little bit more. 15 seconds to go. 15 seconds to decide. You know, probably your fate. A lot of pressure.
TUNDRA Esports.
Misclick.
Turn to
Ember Spirit. All right.
I mean, it's good for some reasons, right?
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan if we're doing +1 Naga with the Ember. I think there's a little bit of synergy, but there's also some synergy. It's just not all the way.
And it's a very good Ember game.
But it's good, really good versus what they're playing against. Yeah.
Ember versus bottom Tiny Pango, like, and even Roar. They're gonna have a really hard time catching this Ember. He has the backup of Global Silence. If he does end up catching a kind of a stun, he has the backup of Sleep. This Ember can be the king of the game. You know, Nisha can pop off on this.
But do you still think that they're doing something weird with Marcy, or don't you just think it's gonna be?
I would assume it's a Marcy Leshrac. You know, Zayak Marcy, Rezo Leshrac, Naga Silencer safe in an Ember mid.
Yeah.
Most likely.
I would say so too.
That's what it looks like, yeah.
But so we've seen 9. He likes to counterpick when he gets the chance to. I wonder if he's happy with this matchup, like the Pangolier. I mean, he has to be the Pango, right? It has to be Skitter hero. Never mind. Medusa.
Right. We have not seen that hero.
We haven't seen that hero, right?
I think that's a first Medusa.
Wow.
I mean, that's a Skitter hero. We've seen him play it a lot in the past. Yeah.
Okay, Medusa.
Stylus is on the Naga. Yeah. No funny business here.
Do they have enough damage to take down a Medusa is what I'm thinking, you know?
When Tundra starts grouping up and forcing...
It's not easy for these heroes to take down Medusa, because, you know, Lesh and Ember
Lesh, yeah.
They might lack damage. Yeah. Probably that's what, Tundra is trying to abuse here.
And we saw one Naga earlier. I'm trying to remember who it was from RNG. He went for Diffusal on the Naga, and it could be interesting again this game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, so Tundra's plan is to get this Dusa to a point where you eventually can go tier 2, Roche, tier 3, and the group up is going to be really strong with the Beast, and the sieging is going to start happening, and that's Secret's kind of demise if it does happen. Whereas if Secret, they manage to stall the game out and start splitting, and you know, Medusa is also very punished by a map that gets spread out really quite a bit, and he doesn't like running around. So
it's funny. It feels like both teams have swapped roles in terms of how they want to play the game, right? Secret wants to be dodging, and Tundra is going to try to hit critical mass, group up around the Dusa at the Beast, and just try to, end it. So we'll see how it works out. Very interesting to see how the best Naga team plays against Naga. Doesn't get more interesting than that.
Have any copium left for Secret?
I do.
You do?
Of course I do.
Okay.
I want game 4.
Me too. I really want game 4.
Well, we'll see if we're going to be getting that here. I mean, overall as well, Fog, just sort of seeing Skeeter on this sort of hero. It's been, 2 games so far with Tundra. Each time, whether it's been Skeeter or 9, they've just had this core that Secret haven't really been able to touch. Do you feel that may be the case here again, or do you believe that Secret, they can make sure that neither of these 2 cores from Tundra get a free game?
Tundra are magical the way they make space, especially for Skeeter, and I see 4 heroes that are pretty damn good at it. So let's see. They're the ones who know how to play versus the Naga Siren, so let's see if they can actually be put up to that test.
I hope for a 5-game finals. I hope these players are in here and really enjoying the moment. I hope we get some good Dota.
Absolutely. Sort of final word, Seb. Coming into this for Secret, we saw them able to sort of keep the positivity high at the end of game 1. Do you think they're going to be able to do it again at the end of game 2, going into this game 3?
There's a reason why Puppy was in the finals 10 years ago and why he's there again.
Well, let's see what's going to happen here. We'll pass over to Slacks now. It's going to be with Owie for some words before the game.
I am here with Owie 2000. Hello, sir. Potentially one more, my friend. Potentially one more. You guys feeling it in the booth?
Honestly, we had a talk, and our emotions are pretty level right now. We've worked a lot on not choking on land, so hopefully, game 3 of TI finals.
Yep. Definitely a good time not to choke. So you guys, I saw a lot of comfort picks coming out here. The Snake King Marana, the Pangolier. So is that kind of the strategy, to just get those feel-good heroes, or do you think they're especially good in this draft?
I mean, we sort of early picked those heroes, so they're just sort of heroes that we think are strong and fit in versus their first couple of heroes. But we also picked Dusa because Skitter opened the Crimson Witness on stage, so it was it's time to pick the Dusa.
Yeah.
So
I think this might break it or make it for Dusa. She might get a nerf or a buff after this game. So which one are you hoping for?
For Dusa?
Yeah.
I feel like the hero's unpicked, unplayed. No. I don't know if I've seen a Dusa this tournament, but I hope it works.
All right, well, we'll see if it works. Let's throw ahead and throw it to the casters for potentially the last game, Game 3 of the Grand Finals.
The battle.
Thank you very much, Slacks. Yes, we'll see indeed. Are Tundra able to get the 3-0 sweep, or a Secret able to stop them in their tracks? First of all, though, before we get into the action, we've got some words behind the scenes from Puppy during that last draft.
They're afraid of your monkey, Remco. Feel the power. He remembers last game. But don't worry, new game.
Oh, there we go. There, Puppy trying to sort of build spirits coming into this game 3. As they need everything here, Secret, to try and be able to turn things around against Tundra. 2 games now where there's just been a point where it seems all over. Tundra has just been all over Secret, closing up the games as they wish. Here, this game 3, indeed, as we talked about during the draft, a bit of a different approach from both teams.
Much different.
Tundra absolutely trying something completely different there. You know, obviously, Aoi mentioning that cosmetics were a bit of an influence in terms of why Skeeter's running the Medusa in this match. But regardless, you've got to imagine they still pick it because they feel that it's going to have its strengths here. Something that other teams have not been able to find in any of the games so far here, this international.
Yeah, they probably feel like it can get to the scaling point, but the laning phase could be incredibly difficult. This is a very oppressive lane that Secret does have down here. And Marana, I mean, we've seen Snaking do fantastic work on it, but sometimes you just can't really protect these cores. There's a reason these like Medusas and Clinks have not been picked too often. Their lanes can just get completely shut down. So let's see if Skeeter and Snaking are able to do it. Right away, we're seeing those immediate tangos. 4 or 5 of them are being passed off to Skeeter. He's going to have to bring more down because of the harassment that's coming out.
Of course, one thing that's going to be feeling good for Secret, seeing already some action from it here down bottom. Zayat's getting his hands on the Marcy this game. One of the stronger heroes from the tournament.
They don't have one of those heroes that really benefits the most off of the sidekick, though. Usually you do see, like, when Tundra does try to opt for it, they have like 2 or 3 heroes they can throw this sidekick onto. Not really many on Secret, where it's like, wow, amazing sidekick. Like, sure, the damage bonus on an Ember can be decent, but Naga Siren getting sidekicked up isn't really the best. So it's going to be more of just this ganking in Marcy in particular.
And do you feel a bit more comfortable overall with Secret's approach? You know, this game, Crystalis, playing what you could only describe sort of as a more traditional carry, right? It's not this Pudge or Bristle that's going to look to be forced to get involved at an earlier time. He can look to sort of take the game a bit more on his shoulders as a harder carry as the Naga Siren in this game 3.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, like, he should be able to eventually definitely take over the map, and they do have those elements to be able to push and abuse those side lanes. It's very, like 702 was saying, it's like the script has shifted completely. It almost looks like a Tundra draft on the Secret side, except with the silencer. So could definitely see Crystalis perhaps get to that point, but let's see if he's able to with the pressure that comes out, because Tundra, as you said, super oppressive, but looks like Skeeter, he's having a little bit of a rougher one, as we've seen Snaking actually getting a lot of last hits in this lane. 6, because Skeeter's being pushed off a lot from the aggressiveness.
I mean, that's sort of something to be said there, at least Snaking making sure that not too much is getting missed from the both of them.
Yeah.
We'll see top. Puppy, just going to look to chase out Satcher a little bit. So will be fine and into the trees. I mean, mid lane, this time round, having the Ember Spirit here for Nisha. I mean, what's sort of your thoughts on this hero? I mean, obviously pick later on in the draft. Is this a game where Ember Spirit is going to have the luxury of sort of darting around the team fights, or is there a few concerns for Nisha?
Definitely some limited disables on the side of Tundra. He could have a spectacular game. However, Ember at this tournament has been having some difficulties, of course, kind of committing into fights. You kind of just run out of steam at some point, it feels like, on this hero lately. So we'll see what he's going to be able to make of it. Top. Saxa
trying to trade with Puppy, but Crystalis will step up, make sure that Saxa can't continue to stand his ground against the silencer.
Now we see the build, of course, from 33. It's Axe Max, but also just he started with the Sage's Mask straight into the Bast. He started some Mangoes. It's typical approach from Tundra and just keeping the spam on. He sees top CS.
And sort of a Secret, you know, in terms of, obviously we talked about how Tundra can deal with the mid. Secret, you know, for Secret, how well are they going to be able to deal with 9 when he hits this point where he's coming in with those early rotations, heading to the side lane with the Rolling Thunder? Can they deal with the Pango's aggression?
He could be big problems. I think we have to watch for these globals, if he's able to catch it, like in between these rolls and stuff like that, how much Puppy's going to be able to do to catch this with the combination of Nisha. They do have burst damage to be able to just kill this Pango in some situations, so.
So far in the mid, Nisha, a decent bit of a lead here, 29-5 against the 21-2. Doing his best with a consistent slight spam here onto 9, keeping him low.
both kind of doing the same thing to each other, keeping each other just at gankable levels. And it's a bit scarier, I would say, for the Pango. He actually has to go back to base because there's a Marcy. So whenever you're getting put low, you always have to expect this rotation to come in. So we do see 9 is forced back to base.
We did see Zayat indeed step over to that area, see if that opportunity was going to be had. As you say, 9 plays it smart.
As soon as he goes missing bottom, even for a couple seconds, they do have to be very wary of it. Thinking. He's got the trade. He's got 2 in Starstorm, too.
It's true, Zayat does get too low. Dude Snaking will look to jump in and burst through him.
Yeah, 1 or 2 more hits and he would have probably been able to go for it.
And looking at the bottom lane, it also was a bit of a slower start in the first few waves. Looks like Skeeter's able to pretty much catch back up here to him the amount of fun Rezo's getting out of this. 26 for 7, 23 for 6, and he's got this full wave coming in against him. I think Skeeter, despite the early pressure on him, have dealt very well with those first few waves, those first few lanes that they've had to match up against Secret down here.
They've been so good because of this Mirana, really. Like Snaking's actually being able to bully and make sure that Skeeter's able to have a decent laning phase because these 2 points in Starstorm. He's able to trade with pretty much anybody. And here we see this rotation coming in.
He's already used the swashbuckle. 6. And he has indeed hit the 6, and Alamine 9. He's more than fine. In fact, trying to use that ult to set up a bit onto Nisha, but the Remnants are the ready. Nisha himself in the 6. 9's able to roll across, pick up that arcane rune. As Snaking and Saxa heading over to help. They're jumping with the rebound, but Zayat goes down. They'll even be able to turn over towards Nisha as well. But 9 will die for that effort. Maybe feeling a bit stronger than he was there, charging forward with the backup of his 2 supports. But 9 ending up losing his life off the back of that aggressive play.
Nisha does incredible physical damage right now. The corrosion and the blaze of attack finished.
So much damage yet.
Maybe thought
3 points in slide.
Yeah, maybe thought he was going to be a little bit tankier, and immediately they rotate in Zayas, they fill up the bottle, so looking to play around Nisha as much as possible.
So yeah, Secret showing that they can bring their supports mid as well. Sure that Nisha continues to have that edge in this mid matchup. Only about a 600 gold difference, a lead here for the Ember Spirit. Nisha playing it well so far.
I mean, that tends up being the decision there. So Secret, they're going to be like, okay, no longer can we really pressure the Dusa early game. We're just going to look to buff up this Ember Spirit so he can be the one to kind of take over the map. Since Naga's now having her own free time, they're just going to be like, all right, Rezo, you're sacked for the moment. We'll deal with this Medusa later on. Still keeping the silencer even around the mid lane.
Looks like he'll give some of that top lane up to Saxa. 33 will start to clear a bit of the stacks. Prepared here in the triangle.
Yep, he's got his helm creep finished up too, so now he can look to actually pressure the lane. Once he's got this creep, he can go back up there.
Bottom lane, making a bit of an effort onto Skeeter. Man, they're starting to get pretty low here.
The arrow?
Damage resides in resolution. Snaking on target though. Holds back Rezo. Limits the ability for Secret to continue to chase down Skeeter, but we're seeing heavy pressure now from these two, and it's going to become even more. Secret, they're bringing in Nisha to make the aggressive play down here. Skeeter immediately out of the area, does not want to mess around when these sort of rotations come out from the mid.
The earlier ward that Snaking placed for to watch the rotations of the Marcy, actually this time catches the Ember Spirit, making the rotation down. So Skeeter, we've seen him, actually last game did the same thing. Got pushed out of lane relatively early, we'll go to jungle, and Snaking's going to sit in the trees and sap.
And it's this timing again, really, so this 8 to 9 minute window where both games, Secret, they have been allowed to get this early tier 1 tower. So once again, I'll get some good pressure on at the moment. Snaking, same position in the last game, sapping the XP that he can. Over in Secret's half of the map though. Saxa's got a bit of a catch onto Crystallis.
He looks dead.
9, he's ready to jump in with the Rolling Thunder. That's Crystallis caught. So while Secret put the pressure on down bottom, Tundra make the most of that information to catch out Crystallis alone.
It's so much pressure. As soon as the Dominator's finished up on the Beastmaster, he's shoving the lane in. They're looking to catch behind, and yeah, Saxa, he finds it. Even now going to take away some of this jungle, take away the bounty rune as well. And look at Snaking. It looks like he's potentially maybe trying to drag a wave or something. Yeah, maybe try to grab that, but unable to because he's getting chased. Does mean that they're not going to get the bottom tower on the side of Secret, and top tower is going to drop to the side of Tundra. And Snaking is just base making. Oh, unless Rezo reads him.
Nicely done there from Rezo. Zayat's able to jump in and throw Snaking back into the clutches of Resolution. They'll get themselves a kill out of that Secret.
Oh, beautiful play from Rezo.
And see Nisha. He's diving in sort of pretty deep into Tundra's half of the map. Trying to really keep Skeeter on his toes. Make sure this Medusa doesn't feel too safe to farm. Even this sort of deep area on their half.
he's not really at risk of too much. Like, they have to bring so many heroes to kind of punish this Ember Spirit, so I really like the play from Nisha. He's just keeping this Medusa low, keeping him scared, because if a +1 hero comes in, it's a free kill every time. And now, with this, potentially able to take this bottom tower, point put into Edict, so we'll be able to match that move from Tundra up top. 2-2.
10 minutes in, similar to sort of the close start that we were getting at least out of the game 2 of this grand finals. Secret very much having their own strengths. Overall though, see top of the board there, 33. He's making the money on this Beastmaster.
We've seen this from him a lot on his Beastmaster, especially being top net worth when it was very popular. He was playing it so much. And we'll see now if there's going to be a play from Secret to look to invade the Ancient area, because that's kind of like the Medusa specialty, is farming these Ancients. In the past, most games with Tundra, they actually don't do this for Skeeter, because he's usually playing with these illusion heroes, so let's see if they are going to look to punish him.
And sort of in comparison to the drafts that we have from Tundra in Game 1 and Game 2, would you sort of consider this Game 3-1 a little bit more vulnerable in these sort of early stages? Like Secret have a bit more of a chance of shutting them down early?
Yeah, absolutely. Medusa just takes some time before she wants to show up at all, so it does feel like they can look to be playing pretty aggressive, just have to really avoid 9 in particular. I mean, he's the big playmaker. If they can kind of
Nisha
move away from the Pangolier.
Let's see if he seizes the opportunity to go for Saxa. Sentry down though for Saxa now. He knows that Nisha's watching him.
Tough grab though. And 9 is still, I mean, really lingering in the back line.
Still wants to maybe do something.
He's got quite the flank.
He's a bit low on the mana as well. Won't have too much to throw out here. There's the opening from 9. In with the Rolling Thunder. They'll pop the global.
The creep takes the arrow.
Stun. And he won't quite connect. And now Rezo tries to turn, but the global comes to an end. Saxa turns with a combo. Avalanche toss to take him down. Resolution falls, but
he's fighting.
The backup of Nisha. Secret, they'll be able to take something in return.
Oh, no way.
He's out with the sword, but he goes for the TP. But Nisha will be able to dive in with the Remnant. Pick up a couple, maybe more. Chains are up. He has enough mana to stop the TP from Saxa. Puppy's here as well. They'll chase out the Tiny, surround him in the trees. It's a triple kill for Nisha.
What a play. Skills up the Searing Chains after he gets the kills. Immediately has enough mana to do it too. Beautifully done.
This is exactly what Secret need to be seeing from Nisha. They have to have him just step up to the next level, something that he has done before in some of the series here during the playoffs of TI. They need Nisha to be on top form and have a chance against Tundra.
And you see why they put so much emphasis on him in the mid lane. Fill up his bottle, do everything you can to make sure Nisha has this game so he can make that space for this Naga Siren, who now, Crystallis free in the jungle, and they have a regen rune sitting bottom, so Zayat, he's camping it for Nisha so he can keep his impact on the map. All about this Ember Spirit for Secret.
Skeeter feeling confident enough to step up in the mid. Secret, they'll definitely jump on this. They'll get him with the opening. They've taken out his mana. The damage has been done. A risky position for Skeeter to find himself in. Secret, they don't hold back at all at making that jump. They know that Medusa is in a completely dangerous spot. And it hurts. That's Skeeter out of the game for 20 seconds. Secret, they managed to put some pressure on the mid. And of course, this is just continued gold and XP being fueled and funneled into this Ember Spirit.
Stone has the regen running, so he's full HP, full mana for this push. They can still have to fight if anyone does come in. And Tundra doesn't feel like they do want to fight here. It's dropping too fast. Big moves.
I'll have to let this one go.
And tons of space. Crystallis now able to rotate down toward bottom.
9. He's sort of keeping his eyes on Crystallis, but of course this area out on his own. He's not able to sort of make any sort of move or aggressive play. At least not until he has the Diffusal Blade done. When that's there, he might be able to look for some solo action.
I was looking to see if we would see that build queued up also for Crystallis, because I believe Nota was mentioning, I think it was Hector who did it actually in one of the games as Naga when he was playing, and he went with this Diffusal Blade, and it was very strong. So if he can opt to do that, if they even want to.
I think
the thing is though, do they even want to though? Because like the Medusa, maybe they don't feel like they even need it.
I mean,
how little this hero's been played.
You might sort of see the argument for just getting that Scud.
Just play normal
as soon as you can. Of course, Scud is going to have incredible benefits from limiting the Medusa in these fights.
Secret this time around really finding their footing. Now for Tundra, playing around 33 is probably the best option. Helm of Overlord is finished, so it is a big problem for Secret.
Resolution's pretty vulnerable as 33 opens up with a raw easy kill there for Tundra.
That's the big hero that they do have to watch out for. And yeah, snaking with these Moonlight Shadows, this has kind of been one of the biggest things that Tundra's been able to play around.
Yeah, you got to watch out for this Ember Spirit next fight. He's got his Maelstrom done and a TD in the bottle.
Oh boy.
You don't want to fight around this Ember unless you're guaranteed to have the lockdown. And of course, this is a point where Raw has been used. Nisha is going to be able to play with that timing in mind. Not too much that he has to threat when he turns up to these team fights.
And there's Global available too, so even if the chain stun comes out, like if Saksa finds an avalanche, they can probably counter.
Strong. He's ready to go in chains, followed by the Global Silence. See the runner, Snaking try and get off to the side, but the slight's there. They take down both supports.
And they might even get the help. They will.
Extra 250 gold, I believe, going the way of Resolution, so more money for him. That'll speed up the Bloodstone. Really is, you know, saw Nisha being able to step it up a bit more in game 2, but here in this game 3, his Ember Spirit so far, so good here with these early plays. Anything sort of on towards the level 12. Once he gets that item done after the Maelstrom, we'll see what it's going to be. If he feels he needs to get the BKB, play some sort of into some sort of safety for the next item. But at the same time, as we say, with sort of lack of lockdown,
he might not need it.
He can just build up that damage, continue to play aggressive.
I think he probably wants to look to play as aggressive as possible. The space for Crystallis is amazing right now. He's just having the time of his life on this Naga Siren 2K lead. And Secret, they're still clustered together. The lanes are all in a good position for them, so they can just keep looking to fight. Even though they don't have Global, this Ember's king.
Another catch in from Nisha, he's in with a slight change, bring it off to the side, they're going to dispose back onto Saxa, but Science and Puppy just get shredded by 33, and his Dinosaur. As they're ready to see if they can catch more snakes. He's in with the arrow, quick turn with the slight change. Nisha's just able to take him out amongst them on Tundra. They continue to get more. 9 rolls in, takes out Rezo, who's got his eyes over towards Nisha. It's pretty deep here. Up towards the tier 2, they'll continue to try and chase him, chains back up. Well, Nisha, he's starting to sort of think there, a bit risky. He's going to get caught with the
Oh my
Nisha
God.
goes down! As Tundra, they hit back hard, straight down the mid, they take out 4.
And now Secret, they're looking for the fight. They're like, we don't have Global, we don't really care. We can still look to get this, but an avalanche from the high ground, I think catches, what, 3 heroes? Axes as well from the Beastmaster, catches multiple. Tundra in position perfectly to counteract Secret.
Yeah, as we've seen time and time again for Tundra this series, they know when to go.